My name is Trista B. Welcome to my channel if you are new here, and welcome back if you are not. Today is Movie Monday, and once again I have something to talk about. Today it's about a TV show that I was fully expecting to hate, but come to find out I actually low-key love it. Also, this video is gonna be different. I feel like every time I come on here I say this video is gonna be different, but this time it's different because I am standing. I don't have a lot of energy today. Oh, you can see my drink. It's an energy drink that I put into a glass because I am fancy. I don't have a lot of energy today, so I'm trying to hype myself up, hence the energy drink, and hence why I'm standing. So let's get on to the point of this video, which is to talk about a TV show. And today it is going to be about the Netflix original TV show XO Kitty. Usually I despise Netflix shows and movies and just adaptations in general. It's very rare that I like something from Netflix, and if I do, it's typically never renewed or ends in disappointment. A couple of shows that I really like from Netflix was like Sense8, love that show. The first season of the OA, I didn't get around to watching the second season because when I found out that there was a second season, I also found out it was canceled, so I just never got inspired to ever watch it again. And this show is a spin-off from a Netflix original movie called To All the Boys I've Loved Before. At the time, I hadn't seen the movie when I watched the show because I didn't know it was a thing. I did watch the movie. It is actually pretty dang good. Not my favorite, but it's a cute little rom-com. I miss the days where there was like little casual rom-coms all the time. I don't know, I just love rom-coms. They're not serious, they're funny, they're sweet. I don't know. I just have a fondness for rom-coms. So To All the Boys I've Loved Before was actually really cute, and to know that is where this show comes from and everything, it warmed my heart. Okay, so I think I've rambled enough about everything but this show, so let's dive into the video. So what is the synopsis or the summary of this show? The basic summary is: a new love story unfolds when teen matchmaker Kitty reunites with her long-distance boyfriend at the same boarding school attended by her late mother. Honestly, not the best summary. Not that catchy. I was drawn into it because the trailer was funny and I saw some clips on TikTok. The summary, if I had read that, I never would have signed up for the show. Warning, I'm going to mess up the names. I mess up my own name half the time. This cast, I'm not going to be able to say their names. So I am so sorry beforehand. Please, no one get mad at me. All right, let's try this out. Kitty is portrayed by cathcart, and supporting her are Choi Minyeong as Dae-hun Kim, Gia Kim as Yuri Han, Song Han Lee as Minho, and Anthony Keyvan as Quincy Q Shabalaba Bang Bong. I don't know. I can't say the last name. Let's start breaking down the plot of this show, shall we? We start out with seeing that Kitty is in a long-distance relationship with her boyfriend Dae. He lives in South Korea. She has secretly applied for the Korean Independent School of Seoul, KISS, and learns that she has gotten a full scholarship. We learn that Dae goes there as well, as Kitty's mom also went there when she was Kitty's age. When she arrives at Seoul, she misses the bus and on her walk is nearly hit by a car. Yuri offers to give her a ride to school as they both happen to be going to the same school, same place, whatever. Now, I might have a fondness for this show because I have a fondness for K-dramas, and I think that this show, in my research, if I remember correctly, it said it was like kind of inspired by like K-dramas. I think, I could be wrong, no one come at me, but so K-dramas are notoriously cheesy, notoriously. And so this interaction, this car, like where Kitty almost gets hit by the car, is so stupid. It's so dumb, and I love it. But this also leads us right into Yuri. Yuri, we find out, is in a secret relationship with Juliana. And in order to hide the truth from her family, she pays for Day's entire tuition, because we learn very quickly from Day that he is struggling with tuition despite but his grades are top tier, but he doesn't have the money. So Yuri pays for it all in order for him to pretend to be her boyfriend. But obviously Kitty just arrived in South Korea to reunite with Day, and when she goes to the Kiss welcome party, she sees the two of them together and she's heartbroken. Day then goes to try and explain to Kitty like what is going on, but she won't listen to him because obviously she's like heartbroken. And due to the fact that this is an entirely different country, Kitty has written her name differently than how you're supposed to in South Korea. So they put her in the boy dorm. And coincidentally, she's not just in the boy dorm, she's also in the dorm with Day, Minho, and Q. Very coincidental. Kitty is about to leave the school until she finds a spot that her mom was pictured in years ago and decides to stay because she recognizes the location. Yuri and Day are thrust into the spotlight, their relationship, because Yuri's dad is having like a very public scandal with his business, and Yuri participated in that scandal by posting memes or a meme about her father. So in order to kind of apologize for it or whatever, her family gets the relationship and uses it to their advantage to help turn her father's image around. And flash to Kitty, her first day, her new nickname is Portland Stalker. During class where she is sitting next to Minho, he starts calling her Portland Stalker and making fun of her. So she responds by making fun of him and calling him Poopy Baby, which is a innuendo to the fact that when he was a baby, his parents put him in a commercial for diapers, if I remember correctly. I think that's what it was. But anyways, Poopy Baby is his nickname that he gets made fun of. Yuri has Day sign an NDA, but all her credit card gets taken away, and that temporarily dashes any hopes that she has of going to Iceland to see her girlfriend Juliana. Day turns out to be Kitty's tutor because Kitty is further behind everyone in the school because she's taught by American teachers and education, and it's not on par with Korean education. So Day turns out to be her tutor, and he's just about to tell her everything when he finds out that Kitty revealed the secret of Minho being Poopy Baby, and this makes him realize that he probably can't trust her with his secret because she would blab about it, so he doesn't tell her, which is understandable. And he officially breaks it off with her by giving her back her mother's necklace that he's been wearing since she gave it to him, etc., etc. Kitty gets reassigned to the girls' dorm once it is discovered, but her roommate is an insane person who streams video games. What the hell? Kidding by the way. But her roommate is an insane person who not only streams video games, but also doesn't know how to pick up after herself. And Kitty literally has to make a port on the bed for her to be able to sleep in because there's so much trash everywhere, which is disgusting. Q tries to get Kitty and Day to like mend things a little bit, but Minho and Yuri learn about this, and they also accompany Day, Kitty, and Q on the hike that Q had planned. And as they're doing the hike, Kitty recognizes the symbol for the hospital that her mother had like a wristband for. So she leaves the hike, goes to the hospital, manages to really easily break into the hospital record room, finds her mother's name in the system, and also finds out that her mother had a child who was adopted by people in Australia. And fun fact, there is a professor who's around the same age as the child that was born who was raised in Australia. Are you getting a little overwhelmed by the overcomplicated plot of this show? Because I am, just saying it. And and we're only on, we're not even halfway through the show yet, so buckle in. Minho also finds by accident a video that Kitty's new dorm mate has posted where she streamed Kitty sleeping. I feel like there would be rules against that, and I feel like if you went to like the higher ups, I feel like that they would do something. I know the school year's already started, but like that's creepy. That's not okay. Maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like they would do something for the safety of their student. But instead of going higher up or anything, they just move Kitty back into their dorm. The boys just move Kitty back into their dorm to get her away from the girl. And I don't know, but I feel like this ain't gonna end well. I feel like this is a situation that could have been avoided. I cannot say this Korean holiday, but this Korean holiday, which is the Korean Thanksgiving, happens. And Kitty plans a dinner with the professor that's from Australia that she thinks is her brother. His name is Alex, by the way. And she also plans it for others. She also plans like a dinner with him and other students who don't have a home to go to during this holiday. Yuri gets into an argument. Yuri witnesses her mother and father fighting and doesn't want to deal with it. So she leaves and goes to Dae's house to celebrate the holiday with them. And it turns out that she has a really fun time. But as she is leaving, a messenger is dropping a letter off from Kitty to Dae, which is a letter saying Kitty is fine and just wants them to be friends. And she also gave this necklace to Dae as a gift for him to take for him, so she doesn't want it back. It's his gift. So she sends this letter and her mother's necklace to his house, and Yuri intercepts it, and Yuri gets jealous and takes it. Kitty and Minho cook dinner for the school, and it's a really fun. I like their chemistry. I like their scenes together. It's super cute. But so they bond a little as they're cooking. Kitty makes mashed potatoes, which is not good, and it'll come back around. But during the dinner, Alex keeps trying to talk with Professor Lee, who is just like this really mean older professor, and Kitty's just trying to connect with Alex, and so she's very confused and kind of like a little hurt by him. Minho is about to go on a date with like a K-pop idol or something, but he has an upset tummy from the mashed potatoes because he's not used to an item of food having 5 different types of dairy products in it. So Kitty manages to cover for him and also makes him seem a lot more desirable than he is. And she gets him set up on a date with the K-pop idol for like the next day or like 2 days from then, and he's very thankful to her. Alex ends up telling Kitty that he thinks Professor Lee is his father, although Professor Lee does not know this fact. Gina, who is Yuri's mother, ends up ripping a page out of the KISS 1993 yearbook, where it shows her and Eve, who is Kitty's mother, in a picture together. Kitty gets hurt because Dae is not acknowledging her letter or her gift. Q ends up inviting Kitty along to Minho's legendary birthday party. Minho starts to get feelings for Kitty, especially when he notices her in that beautiful black dress that she is wearing during that party scene. Kitty gets drunk and tries to send a text to Alex, but ends up texting Professor Lee instead, which causes Lee to recruit Gina to come to the party and shut it down. Dae notices that Dae learns that Yuri has the necklace and has the letter that Kitty sent him, and they get into a fight about it. Dae and Kitty end up having a conversation, and Minho sees this, gets upset and jealous, and ends up kissing the girl that's been stalking him. Her name is Madison, by the way. Now, I'm just a little side note. So at the beginning of this episode, of the party episode, Minho has a sex dream about Kitty. It's pretty cute. It's pretty fire. But for some reason in this show, it is established that if you have a sex dream about someone, it means that you really like them, or it means that you're in love with them, or some sort of BS. Like the lore of the show, the world building of the show, for some reason having a sex dream about someone immediately means that you are 120% obsessed with them and want to be with them over anyone else. This will come back around, but I will explain what made me end up not liking this. I already didn't like the fact that like the first one with Minho and Kitty is fine because he has it. He realizes that he likes her because he literally just spent a whole episode with her cooking dinner and bonding with her. So of course he has some sort of feelings now for her. But he doesn't really act on them, and then when he sees her at the party and goes after her, he doesn't realize it's Kitty. He sees her from behind. So I just don't like the storyline. I don't like the way that this sex dream thread has to go and how it changes everyone so immediately. This will come back around. I will explain more the further as we get into this storyline, but this little thread pisses me off. So the students who were caught at the party have to suffer detention on Saturday. Yuri is about to give the necklace back to Kitty, but once she learns that Kitty's living in the boys' dorms, she gets really offended, wears the necklace to detention on Saturday, and hurts Kitty's feelings and causes friction between Day and Kitty as they're slowly rebuilding their friendship. Gina sees the necklace and immediately gets upset because she thinks it's her necklace, and come to find out it isn't her necklace because it's obviously Kitty's, and this makes it very obvious that Gina and Eve knew each other. So when Gina keeps lying to Yuri and Kitty about not knowing Kitty's mother, hello, bullshit. Yuri and Kitty sneak out of detention and they break into Gina's office, where Yuri learns that Gina was the one that sent Juliana away. Yuri and Kitty then go to Professor Lee's house, break into his house, find the 1993 yearbook, and discover the picture where Eve and Gina are not only wearing the matching necklaces, but also Gina is overweight, suggesting that she is pregnant. So they believe that Eve went to the hospital, that Eve put herself on the line and put her name on the line so that way Gina could give birth to this baby and not face social repercussions for it. Yuri also ends up breaking up very publicly after calling the paparazzi. She ends up breaking up with Day and leaves her mother a voicemail saying that she will never forgive her for what she did to Juliana. But at the end of the episode, Kitty ends up having a sex dream about Yuri. This is the first time they've interacted, which is fine, but all the way up to this point, Kitty has despised Yuri and had a lot of loathing towards her because Yuri has been dating, even if it's a fake dating, but dating Day. And Kitty is a very kind person, but she still has some animosity, but they still kind of bond. But anyways, it just is extremely frustrating because now Kitty, the whole reason why she moved out to Korea and everything she's been fighting for this whole time, her and Day are finally back together. Now, because of the sex dream with Yuri, she doesn't know how she feels. But it doesn't help that Day will not tell Kitty the real reason as to why Yuri and him were fake dating. Every time she asks, all they end up doing is making out. Q and his boyfriend Florian start to hit a rough patch because Florian's parents want him to move back home. Now his parents are divorced and live in two separate countries. So they both want him to move back home, but they both want him to move back home to their home. So he is now struggling with all of that. Yuri ends up telling Kitty that she is gay and that Day helped her hide this fact from her parents. Minho tries to actually have a serious relationship, and Madison reveals that she was never looking for a serious relationship. That's why she liked him, but now she's not interested, so they break up. Yuri and Juliana end up being able to talk on the phone together, and Kitty overhears the relationship and just has a face of just absolute disappointment and heartbreak. Alex ends up confronting Gina and telling her that he is her son. Gina then proceeds to tell her husband about the fact that she had a son before she met him, and he gets upsetty spaghetti and tells her to pay Alex off to get him to shut up and go away. Yuri overhears this conversation and is absolutely heartbroken and flabbergasted. She moves out and moves in with Kitty and the boys into their dorm. It is discovered that Kitty is focusing way too much on her personal life and not enough on her academics because she is failing and she's about to lose her scholarship. She agrees to participate in a talent show that will give her grades a boost, and Yuri offers to help her learn how to do the dance. Alex almost leaves Kiss, but Kitty convinces him to stay. Yuri and Kitty get into an argument once Yuri learns that Kitty already knew about Gina and Lee being in a relationship and Gina having a son who happens to be Alex, and Yuri feels betrayed by Kitty for not telling her, so they get into a fight. This causes a whole dramatic scene where Kitty's dress gets set on fire because she doesn't know how to spin properly and spins into a lampshade that sets her dress on fire, and Minho puts the fire out. Day, for some reason, is very slow getting up onto the stage and then watches as Minho and Kitty look at each other and realizes that Minho has feelings for Kitty. Gina then goes to Lee and tells him that Alex is his son. The final exam results get posted and Kitty has passed all of her classes, yippee! But she still gets expelled because it is discovered that she was living in the boys' dorm. Florian, Q's boyfriend, cheated on the exams and got first place, knocking Day out of his first place position and putting his scholarship in jeopardy, and also putting his relationship with Q in jeopardy because now Q is worried that one of his best friends is about to get kicked out of school because his boyfriend cheated. Kitty is very confused about her feelings with Yuri, so she breaks up with Day, and also she's moving back to America because she just got expelled from school, so she's not staying. So it's a nice breakup, but Day still gets upset because Day thinks that she's breaking up with him for Minho, and she tells him it's not, and he gets confused, and he ends up finding out that she does care for someone else. I think she tells him it's Yuri, I don't remember, but essentially it's kind of like a nice breakup but not a nice breakup, and especially with the lead up to it. Kitty is about to confess to Yuri that she has feelings for her, but then Juliana pops up in the airport, and Yuri is reunited with her love and hugs and kisses her, and Kitty is all heartbroken and walks away to her flight to go back home. And as she's sitting on the plane, Minho sits on the plane next to her and confesses his feelings for her, and we just get a last scene of her shocked face, and the show ends. What is my review of this show? I enjoyed it. It was fun. It was cute. There was a little bit too much going on, but it was fun and it was cute and it was humorous, and it had just enough to it has just enough mystery to keep you curious as to what's going to happen next, especially with Kitty's mother and Gina and Lee and all of that fun stuff, and Alex and Kitty and all of that chaos. It does share tropes with K-dramas, which I enjoyed, because I adore K-drama. The actors are a little bit stiff sometimes and a little bit awkward sometimes, but they do have pretty good chemistry, and as the show goes on, they get a lot more relaxed and comfortable with each other and comfortable in the camera, which is nice to see. And also it does help that I watched the movie To All the Boys I've Loved Before and then watched the show again with context, because Kitty is a little bit of a interesting character. She's very quirky, very loud, very blunt, and it can sometimes come off the wrong way in the show. But seeing that her character's been like that since she was itty bitty, and it's not just for the trend of the show, it makes a lot of sense for her. I feel like the actors really did pull off the emotional beats really well, and I did feel my little cold heart moved a few times, so they did really good there. Apparently Jia Kim, who plays Yuri, and Song Hun Lee, who plays Minho, are siblings in real life. So that was really fun to learn. Anna Cathcart really does she stole a lot of scenes in the movie. So in this show, she really is able to have the energy to be a main character, and it's actually really nice to see her, especially as the show goes on. She gets a little bit more comfortable in the role in the show, because it just kind of seemed like she was a little awkward and a little stiff at the very beginning, but as the show goes on, she just really takes charge, and I really enjoy her energy in the show. The love circle is driving me nuts. I'm not a fan of the sex dream storyline and how important and how it's life ruining. I'm not a fan of love triangles in general, but it kind of makes sense sometimes. But when it's a love circle and everyone's in love with everyone, it drives me batty, and I'm annoyed. I'm very annoyed, and I have no idea how they're gonna approach this for season 2. And I didn't expect Day and Kitty to be endgame or to not break up, but still, the way it ended and just how abrupt it was after everything was just a little aggravating, and kind of felt like I was misled a little bit. The second season has been greenlit and is currently filming, hence why I watched the show, because I saw TikToks. From what I saw on the social media, it looks like it's still taking place in South Korea, so Kitty and Minho are going to be coming back to South Korea. I just wonder how and what their relationship's going to be when they come back. And I have questions, if they are dating, how will they react? Does Kitty still have feelings for Yuri? Is that going to linger on? Is she somehow going to put herself in the middle of Juliana and Yuri's relationship? Also, who the fuck is Simon? Because we learn from at the very end in her mother's journal that she mentions a Simon, and who the hell is Simon? Will Yuri now have feelings for Kitty once Kitty comes back? Will Yuri get too comfortable with her girlfriend, or will something change between her and Juliana, and will she start getting feelings for Kitty? What's going to happen there? What's going to happen to Day's scholarship? Because I think in the lines of the scholarship, he has to be at like the top of the class, and he's still technically at the top of the class, but Florian did kick him out of first place, but he's still second. But I don't know if that's good enough. Will Q and Florian still be dating? Will Lee and Gina be more honest with Yuri, Alex, and Kitty? Will Kitty even be able to come back to Kiss? I'm assuming so, because some of the social media shows Kitty wearing the Kiss uniform. I'm assuming she's back in the school, but how does that work? A lot of questions, a lot of things that can be approached to make a very interesting season 2. But yeah, so I did enjoy it. It was a very cute, fun show. If you're looking for something that to just binge in an afternoon for shits and giggles and to just enjoy, this show is very cute and very adorable, and it's honestly just a great watch when you're trapped on the couch and only able to eat popcorn for a day. Because that's how I watched it, once I saw it on social media, and I was like, oh, I can't, I'm trapped on my couch for a weekend, so I guess I'll watch this. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. I try to shorten it as much as possible, but there was a lot that happened in this show. And I try to summarize it as quickly as I could. K-dramas are notorious for having so much happen in them. I want to review a K-drama show for you guys one day, but that's gonna be a task to keep in a reasonable point. So anyways, if you like this video, please like and subscribe, and let me know if you've seen the show and if you haven't, and share your thoughts in the comments down below. I will see y'all next time. Bye.